laughs, bits, tangents. Matt and Mike, virginal fans, began watching One Piece and everything the show had to offer, and their nonsense ideas drove them to create their podcast.
Buggy the Clown is back. Fuck.
This is a One Piece podcast.
These words lured listeners to their grand show in what's now known as the Funpiecepodcast.
Yayo, 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 ho ho, set sail for Fun Piece. It's the name of the podcast with Matt and Mike. Yayo, yayo, set sail for Fun Piece.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Fun Piece Podcast. My name is Matt. That's my name.
Can I fucking talk?
No.
No. Okay.
I've got a lot of feelings, Michael. That's Mike, everyone, if you're wondering. This is a Fun Piece podcast. Mike and I are watching One Piece for the very first time. And I'm done talking now.
You can keep going.
Are we starting an in-podcast feud storyline?
We're so close to the time skip. We got to start sowing the seeds.
Yeah.
Actually, I love Clawhador.
No,
he's my favorite character. I've been lying this whole time.
I hate Brooklyn Sanji.
I love Book, proprietor of Book. I don't think she's evil at all.
And I think Silver Fox Foxy is just okay.
Oh, okay. I don't like this anymore. It's getting too real.
Anyway, hey everybody, we watched episodes of the Post-Marineford episodes of One Piece, the anime.
Remember when we summoned the Straw Hats because we missed them?
Yeah, they're here now. Or they're getting here. They're
now.
getting here. And there's other
Yeah.
other people around. And there's some dads.
So many people.
There's dads.
There's yeah, I feel like you probably peed yourself a little bit.
Oh man, I did. Yeah. We watched episodes 506 to 511 of the anime.
Yeah.
We're so close to the time skip, and it's waited on bated breath. What's going to happen?
Matt's baiting his breath for what could happen next.
Just so you all know, this is sort of a little housekeeping. So this is our penultimate pre-time skip One Piece era episode. We've got one more episode next week, 100.
Mm-hmm.
And then
100.
we're going to be having doing an entire pre-time skip Funaglyph episode, which will be fun. We're figuring out what we're going to do for it. But you should send in we're going to start. I'm asking you now. I'm going to ask you in the next episode. Please send us transponder snails specifically for that pre-time skip encompassing Funaglyph.
Whatever you want to ask, whatever hot takes. I don't want to hear about Marshall D. Teach at all. I don't care what his powers do anymore. I don't care about. I'll deal with him when he pops up again. It's fine.
Don't ask us about power rankings. Ask us about,
slay rankings.
Yeah.
Who slays?
Ask us
the greatest.
Ask us to create a fictional competition where specific characters are in a pottery contest and who would make the best crock pot from scratch.
Who's most likely to get addicted to gambling?
Yeah. Ask us the important questions that you're waiting for.
We all know about the chest size, but who's got the biggest booty in One Piece?
Oh, ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dumpy tier list.
Dumpy tier list's pretty good.
To determine the biggest dumpy.
Who do you think, just off the cuff right now, who do you think?
Okay, I'm obviously biased, but I'm looking at a picture over here. Well, no, because there's giants. Okay, do we do it to scale to the body?
I think it has to be to scale to body, like body.
Because giants we'd just be dealing.
It'd just
with,
be like, oh yeah,
Dory.
Brogy Dory got big as Dumpy. It's fine, but no,
because proportionally, Foxy is 90% Dumpy.
Oh man, maybe we don't do the Dumpy. Maybe we don't do the Dumpy tier list because then it's just going to be you talking about Foxy the whole time.
It might be. We could take out the obvious picks. There might be a bigger Dumpy out there though.
Maybe.
I mean, Eva,
but that's like I don't know.
We got confirmation about Eva's tight behind in these episodes.
But Eva also is like PEDs, and is that allowed in the Dumpy competition?
But technically it's natural because it's part of Eva's body to be able to do that.
I guess so, but there was an initial performance-enhancing devil fruit that was taken.
Yeah.
So that could count.
Luffy could do it, too, if he did a Gear 3, but just on his booty.
Yeah, Gear 3 booty? Oh.
If he doesn't...
We're just doing this right now.
Oda. If Luffy doesn't do a Gear 3 big butt attack at some point, I'm gonna rate your show on Rotten Tomatoes with a 10%.
Gross. Don't do that. Give it at the lowest.
It'll be a 99 minus 1% for lack of Gear 3 butt attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we can consider who's got the biggest booty in all of One Piece.
Yeah.
And then who has the most booty in all of One Piece?
Oh, you mean
There's
like treasure?
So many. Booty or booty?
Ooh, booty or booty. Oh.
Yeah.
That's booty or that's booty.
Like, is this person about money or is this person about their own thick butt?
It's just a peek behind the curtain, everyone. This is how Mike and I come up with filler episodes. Is we just riff and then we're like, well, we'll do that.
And we'll probably do something completely different. Point is, we're going to record 35 hours of content, and we're going to pare that down to the good parts.
Yeah, we're going to... No, and by pare it down, I mean we're just going to cut out the beginning dialogue where we say we're recording, and then the end where we say, all right, I'm not recording. So you'll get like 34 hours in like 59 and a half minutes.
Well, we'll probably cut out some of the rambling at the beginning and the end, and that'll cut it down to about 3 hours.
Yeah. Or 5 or 6 or 8. Who knows how long the episode will be.
It's going to be somewhere between 0.2 hours and 36 and a half hours.
Yeah. It's going to be a big one, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is, it is, we have to talk about the entirety of the time skip.
This is going to be the Deadpool 3 of podcasts.
Gross. The movie was fine, but I don't want to be. I haven't seen it. I don't want to be that as a podcast.
I don't know. I'm bringing out my Ryan Reynolds energy.
Ooh,
you can be huge, Jack.
We just lost like 40 listeners with that comment.
But we got so many straight men. They all their ears all perked up. Like Ryan Reynolds. Oh my God. Oh,
I didn't realize. Whoa. Nice.
He seems like a nice enough.
I'm wearing a polo shirt today.
You didn't have to out yourself like that.
That's fine. Is it a new bit where I'm just trying to look more like a dad for Mike with my glasses and polo shirt? Who's to say?
It does. It looks like Matt's about to teach me math.
Hey, kids, let's rap for a second.
Okay.
Let's talk about performance enhancing drugs. But also, let's talk about, those natural funguses you can grow in your own home and, take a trip into the mind. It's totally cool. Also, all right, we'll get back
Mr. McFinney, my friends keep trying to offer me weed. What should I do?
Hey, you can accept it. Don't smoke it until after your lungs are fully grown. Instead, make cool edibles out of it. All right, let's talk about statistics. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And you know what that means in regards to drugs? Drugs plus drugs equals more drugs. I don't know.
Mr. McFinney, I'm starting to grow hair under my armpits. What should I do?
Shave it. It's not supposed to be there. Or don't. Let it grow.
Why do my nipples hurt?
I'm not getting into that one. I'm going back about the body hair thing. Let it flow, baby. You be all natural, because that's what nature wants us to be. Let's all go back to the woods.
I refuse nature.
This is a weird
If you could have a hole, I'm changing the subject. If you could have a hole anywhere on your body, anywhere, like an extra sphincter, and it's not liquid, it could be anything that could come out of that. What would it be?
Is this like?
And where would you put the sphincter?
Okay, I need to clarify something. So this isn't like a waste product from my body. It is
using resources from your body to do it. So like if you're like shooting like a geyser of Baja Blast out of your forehead, you're going to feel tired after.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just... this is sort of a two-part question. It's
Baja Blast.
This is a two-part question. You're asking me, A, what liquid would I like to be able to dispense out of my body?
It could be Legos. It could be just shards of glass.
What material I would like to dispense out of my body? And then also, where would the hole be that it comes out of?
Yeah. And your hole, like let's say it's a hot like thing that comes out, your hole is immune to that. Like
immune to the hot
from it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or the Lego bricks that, because mine is that I would have a sphincter on my chest that releases Lego brick sets that I want, and I would resell them, and also just have some for myself.
Nice. I would probably have in between my middle finger and my index finger a hole.
What?
Just because then it's like easily accessible, but also not gonna like take up skin space on my body, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't have like a little hole, like
but like I can easily dispense, but it's not gonna like put a hole on the end of my finger. It's in between. Yeah, and then probably Raisin Cane's chicken sauce.
That's good.
It's probably be pretty good. Just saying. Just saying.
My other one was that I would want a big sphincter on my hand. Yeah. That a long snake, like an anaconda, could come out of, but not come all the way out, so I could use it like a Spider-Man, but like it's a snake.
It's a snake, though. It'd probably rip.
Huh? No, the sphincter's
like
built
to
for
swing
the
with
object.
It?
I'd use it to like swing or fight crime.
Oh.
Snake hand.
Whoa. All right, I'm going to change mine. I want...
It could also be the butt of the snake, so it could be like a whip.
I want the hole in between my fingers, but just like chains come out of it.
Oh, like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, exactly like Ghost Rider. But every time I throw out some chains, I have like a huge iron deficiency, so then I have to take a nap. Anyway, should we record this podcast now?
I feel like the snake would feel like when you're trying to poop and it like feels like you're almost like it's was it like turtling? I'm gonna stop. Episode 506.
Does that mean you would have an extra?
It's constantly backed up.
Oh goodness, what's that gland down there that people have problems with that they need to?
My snake gland.
Yeah.
My anaconda don't want none unless you got fun, hun. Peace.
Do you think you would have a snake prostate then in your hand?
A snake state? Yeah.
Nice.
That'd feel nice.
Nice. Anyway. Episode 5.
The podcast is labeled 18 plus.
It is. It's
adults
true.
only.
It's fine. Episode.
You got to be legal to be here.
Episode
Gotta be
5.
able to buy cigarettes. We don't accept you if you don't if you can't smoke.
Episode. Yes, we do. We accept everyone. Episode 506.
I don't. Episode 506.
Honk. Honk, 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 honk.
I just spaced out. I forgot you were going to do this.
Honk,
You're
honk,
gonna
honk,
do it
honk.
every week.
Honk, 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 honk. Honk, 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 honk.
honk,
Honk, honk, honk, honk. Honk, 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 honk.
honk.
Hello, everyone. This is official Buggy Watch. It's been 22 episodes since we last saw Buggy the Clown. Buggy D. Clown Nefertari, the Clown Prince of Alabasta. I am the true seeker and finder of the One Piece eventually, I'm sure. He's gone. We don't know where he went, but we treasured the times we had together, and someday we know he will come back. I feel that in my heart, that he will come back. I've come to the acceptance portion of my grief, and it's okay. It's okay.
At least your favorite character is regularly featured.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure that Foxy's been in more episodes than Buggy.
That's not true. That's definitely not true.
It's pretty neck and neck probably at this point.
I don't know. I mean, at least I got a movie, but I think that's kind of it. I think that's the swan song.
At this point, I really think
And
it's
eventually.
like Long Ring Long Land was long.
It's like 20-something episodes.
Yeah. Yep.
That's like how long Impel Down was.
Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry. I was just thinking Marineford. I was like, "Oh yeah, he was in Impel Down." Never mind. Buggy's on top,
Yeah.
baby. Let's go.
Buggy's always on top.
It's true.
That's how he gets his buggy balls.
Ooh.
Gloom Island, 1973.
Yep.
That's where I lost my sword virginity.
Hell yeah. We're in the Muggy Kingdom, Gloom Island, Zoro, Perona. We're back with some Straw Hats, babies. Let's go. We haven't seen Straw Hats in so long.
Yeah. This was the most well-animated fucking shit.
Yeah, it was.
They were like,
Yeah, it was.
we're giving Zoro we're going to have Zoro fight some fucking monkeys, and it's going to be the raddest thing you've seen.
Yeah, fucking.
For the past, 50 episodes.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Marineford,
They're surrounded by monkeys. Zoro starts fighting one monkey who's taking him to the limit.
Yep.
Zoro does a three-sword style bull demon full hooves, but then there's another monkey who's got a gun.
That monkey's got a
That
gun.
monkey's got a gun. So then Zoro does a three-sword style dragon twister and knocks a bunch of them on their butts, but he reopens his wounds from Kuma.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ends up getting one of his swords knocked out of his hand by one monkey and then hammered and face planted on the ground. And he drops all his swords. What's going on, Zoro?
But monkey's scared.
Yep. Well, right before that, though.
I want to say I feel very proud,
Yeah.
and I have proof of this. I was like, this spooky-ass island with a bunch of sword monkeys, and there's just a giant cross carved out of a tree.
Yeah.
I was like, is this where Mihawk lives? And then
Is this Mihawk's
fucking
house?
2 seconds later, Mihawk is like, I'm here.
Yeah, all the monkeys stop laughing and staring, and then just walking from the distance is none other than Hawkeye Mihawk. We love him.
He's been on a boat so long, he's like, I need to use the bathroom. I don't have time for this.
He's just like, this was my special pooping castle, and you two have soiled it by being here.
I have incredible bladder shyness. I can't poop if anybody is within 300 miles of me.
Mm-hmm. And now, except for these monkeys are cool, but you two,
They help my flow.
yeah, they give me positive reinforcement as I sit.
One of them stands lays under my feet like a squatty potty, while rubbing my ankles.
Raising my feet up like a squatty potty. Yep. Anyway,
I can't afford one.
anyway, Hawkeye Mihawk's here. Meanwhile, in the Birdie Kingdom, Chopper's dangling above a stew pot that some people put him there. And then he gets some hot water on his hot butt, Tony Chopper. But then he tells them he's a doctor.
That's the most Tony Chopper with his little hiney out, just like rub a little ointment. Oh my god!
Stop it! Don't do that. Yeah,
Oh my god!
he tells them he's a doctor, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And then they rub his butt.
That's what?
I guess that's the part of the doctor being a doctor is people rub your butt.
That's what happens every time I go to get a checkup, Matt. Is my doctor says I'm a doctor,
and then
I have to rub his butt with ointment.
His butt with ointment because that's the only way he can maintain his license.
Yeah, that's what he tells me.
I think you need to go to a new doctor, Mike.
He's also a moose.
Nice, hell yeah. So
doctors only have antlers and top hats.
So big.
So big.
Apparently there's some special medicine plants on this island up in the big tree where the birds have been. But the people are like, the birds won't let us get up there and we need it because our people are hurt. And at this point, I was looking at all of these people and...
Did you
I think they're
piece it together?
I think they're all related to Dunkachino.
Dunkachino!
I think they're had the all same fucking related to Dunkachino.
Yeah.
They all
I literally
look
have
like
a note.
They all look like
is it?
Dunkachino and wear the same clothes as Dunkachino. I was like, is this an offshoot of the Dunkachino family?
I fucking god damn it. Wait, was it this episode or was it the next episode? I don't know. It was one of these. I was just like, holy shit, these are Dunkachinos.
Yeah, they're all Dunkachinos.
This is where he came from.
This is where he came from.
He came from this island.
He came from the Birdie Kingdom, and he said, I like the cold, but I'm going to keep my clothes the same. And then he went and started his own castle on Dunkachino land.
Fucking found his new family.
It's true.
Man.
Chopper goes to talk to the birds to make things chill, and then there's a face-off between birds and people. One of the people sends a rocket at one of the birds.
Yeah.
But
Chopper does a get down, Mr. President, to the bird.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, what?
I can't believe that guy shot twice at that bird and missed.
Yeah. It's a big bird, big target.
Yeah.
But basically, it ends up being resolved after Chopper sacrifices himself. Everyone's like, wait, stop. And then it turns out that the birds like sparkly stuff, and their sparkly stuff had previously been stolen. So the birds thought that the people were trying to take their sparkly stuff, and the people were like, we don't want your sparkly stuff. The dunks wanted the sparkly stuff, and they're like, no, we don't want the sparkly stuff. We dunks just want that medicine plant. I'm calling them the dunks now. So
they are.
The people and the birds, the dunks and the people are cool.
Yep. They love each other now. It's all great. Chopper solved everything. No more problems.
They're going to give him that good goo.
And then, what is the newspaper bird's actual, what are they called?
I don't know. I just keep calling them newspaper birds.
Okay, the newspaper bird shows up, and Chopper's like, thanks, newspaper bird. That's what you're called officially.
Yep.
Nobody correct me on that.
Yep.
And then he's like, oh my god. And then it cuts to the weather island. Weatheria. I was close. there's a couple islands I'm like, I can't retain the name of these. Mm-hmm. Like wherever Usopp is.
Yep. Meanwhile, Nami's doing yard work on Weatheria, and Hey, and another wizard are just insulting her work, being like, you're doing a bad job. And she's just like, okay. She's harvesting weather balls.
Yep.
And then a newsbird shows up and gives a paper. And she goes, Meanwhile,
Crazy.
on the Bowen Archipelago...
Usoppin land, diabetes and...
Yep, Usopp's eating everything. Heracles says he's concerned that Usopp's going to get diabetes. Newspaper bird drops off a paper.
I could watch like a 100 episode anime about Heracles and Usopp.
That would be pretty fun.
I think
it'd be...
Heracles
He's really
He's getting to like he's up there.
talking
as one
about
of
a
the,
big
like,
dumpy.
The best.
Talking about a big
Like,
dumpy.
yeah.
He's got a big dumpy.
Heracleson. So fucking good.
Meanwhile, on Peachy Island in the Kamabaka Kingdom.
Oh, Usopp tries to eat the fucking newspaper bird and then gets a newspaper, and I don't remember if he looks at it or not. I think he does.
I think he
and he's
does.
like, well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the Kamabaka Kingdom, Sanji's looking very sultry. And the newspaper bird shows up, and he's, for some reason, Sanji's like a Southern belle. And he's just like, hey there, sugar, you got my newspaper? I got to read my horoscope.
I think what happened to Sanji here is what conservatives think will happen to children if they are read books by drag queens.
Apparently, which is not true at all.
No.
It's just very bizarre. I just want to know why his accent changed. I was like, why is he a Southern belle now? Anyway, Sanji immediately reads the paper and he's pissed. Meanwhile, on Tequila Wolf, Robin is...
What if Sanji has a Southern accent, but he suppresses it because he doesn't feel like it's very, like, cool guy?
That would be interesting, because isn't he from the North Blue?
Yeah.
North.
They have a south part of the North Blue.
South North Blue. Of course. Of course. Yeah. The South North Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sanji sees a paper and his makeup and everything melt off, and he gets very angry.
Yeah. We're just cutting to all the Straw Hats because they're all
it's just like
they're
boom,
all
boom,
finding
boom.
out, getting newspapers and finding out what happened to Luffy.
Yep.
Meanwhile, on Tequila Wolf, we got Robin. What are you laughing about?
It's just every time I see Robin now in that outfit, which is just a jumpsuit, like a prison jumpsuit.
Yeah.
It's just her gazungas are like all the way out.
She's boobing.
Yeah, it's really the most evidence we have for no nipples in One Piece.
It's true. Yeah, no nipples, One Piece. And nobody dies except for Whitebeard, Daisy, Maria, and a bunch of other people.
Nobody dies, asterisk.
Also, yeah, I need to talk about this later. They definitely just fucking kill a bunch of Marines later. Anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Every soldier in the Revolutionary Army who's at Tequila Wolf like knows Robin, and she's invited to go with them. Dude's like, I got info about the Straw Hats, and Robin's like, all right, you better tell me that, please. Thanks.
Yep.
And that's all we get for her over there right now. Meanwhile,
Baltimore.
At Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Future Island.
Baltimore.
Frankie got punched by a mechanical bear into a fridge of cola and then killed the mechanical bear because he drank all the cola.
It's like Frankie's whole thing is like when a kid tells you a story they're making up on the spot.
And he's like, yeah, I did that.
And then he drank tea, so he got fancy. But then he fought a big monkey robot. There's a bear, and it was also a robot.
Yeah.
And there were other robot animals.
He drank a bunch of soda, and then he got all super. It's good. Anyway, that's all we get for Frankie. On Lazy Bones...
There's like a printout. He gets like a fax
right.
at one point, like at the very end.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on Lazy Bones Island, Hungaria, Brooks writing a song, and all the cult members are outside the room waiting, being like, I wonder what he's doing in there. And then Brooks kind of having a crisis because he can't figure out what to write. And then he's like, is this my punishment for all those panties?
Brooks really dealing with some like messed up stuff because like people are just stealing other people, but also just it doesn't feel like there's stakes.
No.
And it doesn't like I don't know how this situation is going to improve. I feel like he's going to meet Scratch Manapoo.
I think so too, and I'm excited.
And then we go all the way back to Gloom Island.
Oh yeah, Mihawk's been pooping in this castle.
Mr. Mihawk tells little old Zoro that he's been living on that island.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you can use the downstairs toilet, but the upstairs toilet is reserved for me and my private times. At 8 p.m. every night, I have a bubble bath and I watch my stories. And I will not be interrupted.
Yeah.
Me and Shanks have a little phone call and we discuss our day.
Yeah.
One of the monkeys rubs my feet. They're tender, often.
Sometimes I ask a different monkey to rub a different thing.
My lower back, because I'm getting old.
Yes. And then another monkey rubs my shoulders.
And then I rub my...
But anyway, while he's saying all that information about his daily night routine,
I'm going to teach you my ultimate sword technique.
While he's showing giving all that information, he also gives the information to Zoro about Ace, and Luffy. And then at this point, we cut to crazy split screen of all the Straw Hats just being like, Luffy, oh Luffy.
Yeah, Zoro almost cries, and it's I was like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Only Luffy can make that boy cry.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
He loves Luffy.
I love him.
I forgot to say the title of this episode. The title is Chopper Gets Shot.
Nice.
And the MVP is Friends Who Care.
Nice. Hell yeah. Just took us half an hour to do one episode.
Well, I think most of that was talking about sphincters.
That's fair.
Episode
507.
507. Luffy gets Rayleigh waylaid.
Whoa.
It's not going to get better than that one.
Nope. Lost crew's wondering where Luffy is. Then they see a sea king, an enormous sea king, just offshore getting its ass kicked. And who fucking killing it? It's fucking Rayleigh. Rayleigh's ship sunk in the Grand Line, and he swam through the calm belt to get here to Amazon Lily, and then just fucking killed a sea king on the way while he was swimming. What a fucking legend.
Multiple. He comes out shirtless. Somehow he's twice as wide as he was the last time we saw him.
Rayleigh's the fucking best. Love Rayleigh.
He's like, hey there, I'm looking for Luffy. Is Luffy around?
Yeah, he's looking for Luffy. Meanwhile, Boa and the Amazonians are bringing food to Luffy.
Yeah.
And all the
Boa is kind of losing her mind a little bit. She's doing pinky conversation with her fingers, and she's like, I'm Luffy and I'm Boa. And she thinks that because they know each other's names that they're married.
It's true. And Yeon's like, you're not married. Please.
Yeah.
You're not. Please. And she's
and
like,
Boa's like, please explain marriage to me. And Yeon's like, I'm not going to.
Yeah,
I can't even get started.
She's like, we're newlyweds. If we're not married, then tell me what marriage is. And she's like, not doing that. Nope. Because then you're just going to go do it.
Yeah. Yep. We see Jinbei carrying Luffy on his back, giving a little piggyback ride. Heading back to camp. I just wrote Jinbei is impressed.
Yeah. Well, basically they get back and then Law's crew is gone and Rayleigh's just sitting there.
Oh, right. He's like, oh shit! I didn't think I was gonna see this guy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And he's just like, oh hey Luffy, and Jinbei's like, what?
Yeah, and Rayleigh's like, that guy told you to stay in bed for 2 weeks. And
or don't.
We see the heart pirates. Oh, he gives Luffy his hat back.
Yeah.
We see the Law Pirates talking about how crazy that was, and Penguin and Shachi are like, damn, all those girls gone. And then Beppo's like, they let bears on the island, just saying.
Yep.
And then
they're like, shut up, Beppo.
Trungle Law Water Spout says, Rayleigh knows about the will of D.
He loves those D's.
He loves these D. I'm not going to talk about it.
I don't think Rayleigh is a D.
No. So many D's.
Lots of D's.
The Amazon Lily ladies were helped, the main three, Boa, and I forget the other two big snake ladies. Do you remember their names?
Their names are Sanders Sonia and I want to say just like Gloria, but it's not that.
We'll go with Gloria. There's so many characters in One Piece. Apparently, Rayleigh was there and helped free them from their servitude.
Yeah.
So they're like, this dude's all right by us.
Oh yeah, he's allowed here.
Luffy starts eating for the first time in a while, like a lot of food, and starts going to town. Jinbei gets to eat like a little lemon.
Yeah, but was like, you can have one bite, Jinbei. And then he takes more, and she's like, what did I say? What did I say?
Rayleigh gives the ladies a letter from Shocky, which is like cool. It's like, yeah, of course they're bros.
Yeah. Also, Rayleigh did say earlier, he's like, yeah, because Luffy asked about Viver cards. And Rayleigh was like, oh, yeah, I left my Viver card with Shocky so that everyone will still go to Sabaody. So it's pretty nice not having my Viver card because then nobody knows where I am.
Yeah. It's like, I turned off my cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm off the grid.
I'm off the grid, baby. You can't find me.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Rayleigh
basically...
I think I'm starting to see why Rayleigh is Sebastian's favorite character, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That tracks fully.
Rayleigh basically says that he lets us know what Kuma said to him when they were at Sabaody, where Kuma basically was like, I work for the Revolutionary Army, and he told Rayleigh the direction he was going to slap him.
Yeah. Very quickly, he said all this.
Yeah, and Kuma also apologized for fighting, but he's like, I don't have much time left as myself. Which then we saw later, he was like fucking full roboted out.
Yeah.
Rayleigh detectived his way into figuring out that Boa was helping
Columbo
Luffy.
Over here.
Yeah. He was like,
he's got chess pieces in his hands, and he's like, "Wow, if they went over here."
He's like,
clearly the connection.
One more thing, I remember you went over to. I saw you went to Impel Down, but I figured you wouldn't be able to make it to Impel Down on your own. You want to get them under the guise of a marine ship. You needed someone else to help you there. One more thing. It
couldn't have been Boa. There's no way it could have been Boa. And then Shocky's like, maybe she's like likes him. He's pretty charming, and he was like, it's all coming together.
One more thing, yes, a woman's intuition. She always knows. Can I make you some eggs?
The dame walked into the bar. She knew her stuff.
I'm making some quality Columbo references here, and it's falling on deaf ears. And it's really...
I've never seen an episode of Columbo.
Columbo's the best. He's the best cross-eyed detective this
It's on a streaming service I don't have access to. I want to watch Columbo.
I had a box set of the first season of Columbo.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I should do. Physical media, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, Shocky basically figured
Somebody's
it out.
going to appreciate that. I'm sorry that I'm not educated.
It's fine. No one who listens to this podcast is going to get the Columbo references, and I understand. But maybe I can inspire someone to watch an episode of Columbo. Or not. I don't know. I haven't watched it in the past 10 years, so maybe it's problematic.
I don't know. I see a lot of Columbo baby girl fan art. They're it's like Columbo just being a little cutie.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, damn, should I watch Columbo?
Anyway.
Yeah, Rayleigh's like, the Navy's not going to fucking piece that one together. It's such a stretch that would be the situation that they won't. Which is, I feel like the 100 Marines and Smoker who all saw Boa being like, I'm in love with Monkey D. Luffy, might be like,
a giveaway.
Maybe Boa helped him.
Yeah. Luffy's like, well, I gotta go back to Sabaody, and then Rayleigh basically is like, is that the best choice? Let me give you some advice. Ooh. But then we don't hear the advice. Meanwhile, Usopp's trying to take down a big beetle.
Usopp it. Yeah, he's running and he has to go fight a beetle, but it launches him back in. Heracles and is trying to help him out. Usopp's fighting a shit ton of plants when
he's trying to leave the island basically, but the island won't let him leave. There's just because
he got some news and he's suddenly frantic about it, and the island folds up. There's a big hippo fucking thing, Sea King that comes in. The island folds up.
Yep.
As Usopp's fighting all these plants. And he starts to fall. Then Heracles saves him.
And then he's crying.
And
he's just like
the most beautiful thing. Just thick Usopp dangling with all his like
bits and bobs,
explosives. Yeah, just exploding and sparkling behind him, and then after like the Sea King gets digested, the plant starts to open back up, and all the rays of light.
Yeah.
And he's like, "God, Luffy needs me. He's suffering."
Yeah.
And he's like freaking out. He's like, "I love my friend."
He thinks he's all alone. He needs his family, and I need to be there for him.
And it's beautiful.
And that's the
beautiful
end of the episode.
It's the end of the episode. The MVP is Mudang.
Hell
Rest
yeah.
in peace.
Mudang is still alive. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mudang died in this episode. It's crazy.
Oh man, if Mudang dies in the next days and you predicted it, that's gonna be so sad. It's gonna be so sad.
Man, me just saying "Rip Mudang" is gonna make me the villain.
If Mudang
forever.
If Mudang is in her captivity and then a small child falls in and then Mudang takes the child
and
hostage and then someone shoots Mudang.
Would try to kill a kid. Mudang would try. They can't let like guns within the enclosure because Mudang would try to steal it.
It's true.
She's the embodiment of like stealing a gun from a cop.
Yeah.
Speaking of stealing a gun from a cop, episode
508. Rayleigh.
Nami abducts an old man.
Yeah, she does. Rayleigh says the events of Marineford. Everybody knows about it now. So this is just like a rehash of Rayleigh being like, this is what happened. Luffy's like, gotta go to Sabaody. And Rayleigh's like, but what if?
But maybe.
And then we cut to Witheria.
No, over at Weatheropia.
Mm-hmm.
Nami tried to escape. She's in jail.
She's in bubble jail.
She's in bubble jail, and we cut back to her trying to escape. She's got a big backpack. She busts through all the old men wizards, who all look like cereal mascots, and I think that's just because of the Cookie Crisp wizard.
That, but also, hey, or whatever his fucking name is, his beard is the same color as his skin, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so gross. It's so gross. It's like he has a bunch of wavy skin coming off his face, and it's not. It's gross.
Oh, I hope that's just skin and not hair. I would love that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She stole a bunch of stuff and tried to go basically do what Usopp's doing.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of Straw Hats trying to leave a place.
Yeah, but then not being able to.
Getting stuck. Yeah.
A bunch of nasty old men.
She fails to escape, almost dies. She's held captive.
Bunch of nasty old wizard men staring in the bubble at her.
She points out the newspaper and then starts to cry because she's like, my friend needs me. Like, you know, I should be there for Luffy. And then they are like, no, don't cry. So they open the cell. She immediately like clothesline grabs hey, and just books it.
I was wondering at this point if Nami had just used shave because she ran so fast.
She maybe.
I was like, did Nami just use shave?
They might all have different hockey abilities. Who knows?
The 6 powers.
She steals an old man, and then she starts to cry again for real. And he's like, you don't have to cry anymore. You're not in jail. You don't have to pretend. And she's like, I'm not crying, you dummy. Mm-hmm. I think at some point she punched him in the face.
Yep.
Also during this.
And then,
whatever.
Yeah, she tells her to take her to the sea.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Futureland, Baltimore...
Maryland, Frankie.
Kids yelling at his grandpa, and he's like, yeah, Frankie's freaking out.
Yeah, he's like, freak, he's freaking freaky, yeah. Frankie.
And then Frankie comes running in, and he's like, I need a ship. And the old man's like, there's not a single ship on the island, but there's a liner.
Through this fucking ceiling. Frankie crashes through the ceiling, and it's just standing there.
Yeah, Grandpa unfazed.
Yeah. Used to this shit.
Grandpa says that there's like an ocean liner that comes back like once a month, and he's like, it just left like the other day, so it's not gonna be back. And Frankie's like, and at this point I was like, why doesn't Frankie just build a ship? And then he was like, I could build a ship, but I need materials.
Yeah.
So then the kid offers tea to Frankie, but he's still mad.
Yeah. He freaks out. This is this clip I've seen before. There's like a thing like the Frankie thing I've seen before is just the Japanese version of this. Like the Japanese audio where he just like smells it and he goes, good flavor. And then he flips the table.
Whoa. Interesting.
I'll send it to you. It's really good.
Yeah.
I feel like, I will admit, got a little bit of a downgrade on the dub here.
Interesting. Interesting. Well.
Anyway. Flips the table. Old man mentions Vegapunk had a shipbreaker.
Yep. So
in his lab.
Frankie's like, gotta break into that lab.
We gotta go back to the lab. Gotta do it.
Apparently, there's a mountain behind the lab that Vegapunk made, and there's a geothermal system to heat up the island inside of it. And
Vegapunk didn't finish it.
Yeah.
He didn't finish most of what he was doing.
Yep.
Because it was too advanced there. There wasn't enough money. It sounds like Vegapunk wasn't very good at making things.
Maybe he has ADHD.
Maybe.
Anyway, Frankie cries. He ain't come out here with no pants just to give up. And then they tell him not to press the self-destruct button when he's inside of the lab. And
very specifically.
And Frankie's like, cool, sounds good. And then he's like going through.
He's like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
That's an insane thing to do.
And then he's going through Vegapunk's moves, and then he presses the self-destruct button.
He's getting chased by like Marines and a gorilla.
Yep.
And then it's a huge button, and it's got a skull and crossbones, and he's like, oh, Vegapunk likes pirates too. And then just no hesitation, presses the button, immediate cutout to like nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
And then another like flashback to Frankie just being like, let's say I do hit the self-destruct button. You guys wouldn't hold it against me, would you? And they're like, yeah, we would. And then it just, in like the arms of an angel start playing, and it just shows like Frankie like portrait faded in the sky next to the wreckage of the building. Mm-hmm. And it's just like in memory of Frankie.
Yep. He blew up the whole island. Frankie's dead. We lost a straw hat.
It was Baltimore's nightmare.
Baltimore's nightmare.
MVP, rest in peace, Frankie.
But we don't add him to the list on the rules.
Oh my God. Oh, is this why he like looks different later on? Is because he blew himself up?
Probably. This makes sense.
He had to like rebuild himself even more.
That makes sense.
He's going to become the icebreaker.
Lame. Hate it. Anyway.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have the hair anymore, is because
he fucking burned
up.
all his hair off his head. Episode 509.
509. Hail, Lord Satan.
Hail, Lord Satan.
Yeah, we open on a shot of pretty Zoro sleeping.
He's so pretty.
Why is he so pretty? He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
Here.
It's good. Mihawk's been living in the castle. Wow. Perona's crying over fucking Gecko Moria being dead, and Mihawk's just kind of like, don't care.
Yeah.
And then because she's like, Perona's reading the paper being like, Gecko Warrior's dead, no. And then Mihawk just takes the paper. He's like, this article is incredible. He might be alive. Who knows? Whatever. Don't care. It's a paper.
They don't cite their sources at all.
Yeah. Zoro's wounded. He's trying to get up and go see Luffy. And he's like, tell me more. And Mihawk's just like, there's a boat over on that side of the castle if you want.
Zoro can barely walk.
Yeah.
And Mihawk's like, hey, you can have this boat.
Yeah. So then he tries to drag this boat across the island to get to the water.
Yep.
But then the baboons appear.
And he gets monkey jumped.
And what happens? The baboons are doing his sword style.
3-sword style monkey.
They do a bull demon 3-sword style. And then another one does a dragon twister. And Zoro's like, what is going on? They're doing my moves.
And the boat gets fucking smashed.
Yeah, and then Perona cares. She cares about Zoro.
She's trying to find Zoro. She cares about Zoro because he's not as miserable to be around as Mihawk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something. Mihawk is rude to her stuffed animals.
It's true. Kamusi.
Yeah. Aw. He's fine. He's not dead.
He's definitely not dead.
I guess he's alive now because he had been dead.
Yeah. Zoro Onigiri's a baboon. And then Mihawk tells a story about the island that it was apparently at the site of a great war. And all the baboons picked up their combat skills from watching humans kill each other. That's how they learned.
And
That's how they learned to use guns.
they're called humandrills,
Yeah,
which is really good.
humandrills.
I like that a lot.
It's pretty good.
Humandrills.
Zoro goes to swipe, but all three of his swords go flying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Meanwhile,
And then we go over to Hungary. Hungary. All these dudes. Brooke comes out with all his music. All the cult people are like, talismans, and they start putting them around everywhere. And Brooke's like, no, it's just sheet music. They're not talismans.
Mm-hmm.
And then the long arm guys start heading their way, and the cultists are like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Like, this is it, we're over. And he's like, no, let me play you a song. And he starts playing music, which pumps everybody up to battle. And they fight the long arm guys when they show up.
But Brooke just beat them all up.
But Brooke was actually the one who
Brooke
beat the
just
shit
he
out of
played
him.
a song and then beat them all up, and they were all like, "We did it!"
Yeah. He mentions that he's like, I know in time I must return to Luffy. And like, I kind of like how they approach Brooke. Like, he does feel like he's like, I'm pretty used to waiting around. Also, I can completely understand what Luffy's going through because I saw my whole crew die slowly in front of me.
Yep.
Brooke threatens all the long arm guys with a curse.
Yeah, he gets a blue
It's
candle.
like,
He's like,
I'm gonna fucking eat your hearts if you ever try this shit again.
yeah. But then he tells everyone deep down they're all the same.
Yeah, it's a real complex.
It's a beautiful moment, and then the long arms ruin it by just tying Brooke up and stealing him.
Yeah, the cultists are like, we should enslave them. And Brooke's like, nope,
Yeah.
don't do that. That's bad. He's like, listen, we're going to let them go, and they're not going to do it again. And then, yeah, they just kidnap him.
Yeah, and then what do the cult members do? They're just like, well, we have to summon another demon.
Another demon. Yep.
Instead of getting Brooke.
And then we come back to Rayleigh, who's like, Luffy, we got to go back to the island. That's a Lost reference. Matt will like that one.
Yeah, we got to go back. Kate, we have to go back
to Marineford. Kate, we got to go to Marineford, Kate. John Locke.
And then
Saeed.
And then, yeah, you're doing it. Charlie.
Sawyer.
Hugo.
Josh. Hugo. Josh.
Did you just say Josh?
Josh?
Is
that the name of the actor?
Josh Holloway?
Is that the actor?
He plays Sawyer.
So,
Everyone should watch
know where I
Lost.
got
It's
judged.
the best show ever, other than One Piece.
Good save.
Everyone should
It's
go
the
watch
best
Lost.
live-action show
It's
ever?
the best live action show ever, and I will stand by that.
Other than One Piece.
One Piece? No, it's better than the live action One Piece. I love the live action One Piece. It's not as good as Lost.
What if there was a crossover with live action One Piece and they go to the Lost Island?
Oh, shit. That would be a fun meme. That'd be a fun bit. Someone could splice that together, I'm sure.
They're like, we have to figure out the code to get into this hole in the ground, and then Luffy's like, I got it, and then just tears the hell.
Oh man, it'll be really good once season 2 comes out, because I hope we'll get Walking Bear, and then they can cut to someone on. They can show Walking Bear walking, and then cut to a clip from the Lost show of them being like, "There's polar bears on this island." It's good.
If somebody else doesn't make that, you have to.
Yeah, I'll make that. That sounds fun.
Anyway, Rayleigh's like, we got to go to Marineford. Luffy's like, we're gonna do it. MVP Monkey
Humandrill.
Humandrill Monkey.
Episode 510.
Episode 510. This is when I figured out the Dunkachino thing. You were faster on the draw than me.
Hell yeah.
Because I called this episode Dunkachino Origins.
Whoa.
A marine ship goes through the Gate of Justice. Luffy, Jinbei, and Rayleigh hijacked it. They're holding these guys ransom, but one of these marines is like, damn, these guys are cool. Cut to Birdie Kingdom. Chopper is worried about Luffy. Chopper is getting supplies from the dunks and the birds.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to go. Oh, he also gets a big thing of cotton candy from
that's
the baby
very
bird.
important. That's very important.
Yeah. He's got a huge thing of cotton candy. Forgets about the fact that he needs a ship to leave, and he starts freaking out. So the big baby bird is like, hey, my mom can drive you.
Yep. Chopper's
And
like,
then-
thanks. Thanks for driving.
Thanks. So she's got a minivan we can all fit. Then when he's on the bird, he almost falls off because they go too fast, and then he starts like getting sloppy with a pear for lunch. Chopper's like, I'm gonna read the newspaper from this bird and eat my lunch, and it's just him going like really sucking down on a pear while reading newspaper. And sorry, you got so still there for a second. I thought the video froze. Are you doing it? Reads the newspaper and he's like, whoa, surprise. Cut to Tequila Wolf. Robin's like, all right, I'm gonna go. So Matt just keeps freezing on the video, but not really. Matt's really good at red light, green light. Unstoppable.
Yeah, that'll be part of the mic hunt. That's a mini game within the mic hunt. Sorry.
You have to get through all the Squid Games. I also haven't seen that show. I don't watch TV if it's not One Piece.
Sorry.
To get
This
to me.
little girl gave Robin a slate that she etched of Robin's face.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get there? Sorry. I was frozen.
Pretty much there. Pretty much there, yeah. The dude, the like Mouser guy, whatever the fuck his name is, the rebel guy, is like, Dragon ordered us to make sure you are protected. You are the light of the revolution. You survived Ohara. Like, you are a like living legend. And then they update Robin. They like offer to give Robin a ride, and then she gets updated on what's going on with Luffy, and she's like shocked, but also happy.
We gotta tell her. We gotta introduce you to this guy. We gotta introduce you to Luffy's dad.
Luffy's dad.
Do you want to be Luffy's mom?
She says no.
No, thank you.
God, no.
No, thank you. I've got a boy. His name's Frankie.
That's Zoro. Zoro is Luffy's mom.
Exactly.
Cut to Kamabak Island. Do you have anything else about Robin?
No, I just thought I don't know. Is it weird to give someone a picture of themselves that you made?
No, like to draw, like if you were to draw somebody, like artists do that all the time. They're like, oh, hey, like I'm an artist. I was sitting at they'll like draw somebody at a coffee shop and like hand it to them. Like I've done that to somebody before.
Well, what's Robin going to do with it though? Is she going to like put it on display and everyone's going to be like, wow, you're putting a picture of yourself on the wall?
No, it's like a sweet thing that a little girl whose life she saved
That's fair.
drew her. Like that's nice.
Ha-
I drew.
How long do you think it took that girl to
I
make
drew a
that?
picture of you.
What?
Do you treasure the pictures of you I've drawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. I'm
They're-
like a
they're
little
not- they're
girl,
not usually-
and you're
they're
like
not-
Robin.
They're not usually like portraits though. It's usually like a little something silly, and I go, oh, that's
No.
nice.
It's a similar idea.
I guess it's fair. It's fair.
Let's pretend I'm a little girl and you're Robin.
Okay.
Hey, Robin. That's why he's wearing the polo, so he can take his tits out. Oh shit!
These visual,
It's really gotta
really
be-
visual bit that I just did.
Matt also has no nipples.
It's true. I don't. Cut them off long ago. Too
We're
much-
over at Kamabaka Island.
Yeah. Anyway,
Too much what?
Nothing. We're moving on.
Too much milk. Kamabaka. It goes for the cup after I say it. Pavlov. Kamabaka Island. Sanji wants to leave. Then suddenly Ivankov, boom, arrives. Sanji's like, damn, she's fine.
Yeah.
Fine as hell. Like, he's got the hots for Eva. Eva does the little stabby stab transitions.
Yeah.
And then Sanji's like, God damn it. Sanji's like, listen, I have to go. I'm trying to get back to my friend Luffy. Like, he's my captain. Eva does not buy it a little bit because Sanji's wanted poster.
Yes. He's like, and then he starts like coughing up blood.
Because he has to try to admit that that's him.
Yeah. And he's so mad because it's like the soft-faced wanted poster, and he's so mad about it that he's coughing up blood, being like, yes, it's me. And Eva still doesn't believe him, and then Sanji just threatens to swim to Saba Odi, and Eva's like, oh, that's all the proof I need.
Yeah.
If you're willing to swim.
He's like, not actually.
Yeah.
And then Sanji's like, I'm just going to steal your fucking ship. I'm not doing this anymore. I challenge you to a duel. Eva absolutely destroys him and then updates Sanji what's going on by giving him the paper.
Yeah. Just fucking rocks his shit.
Yeah, and then Eva just calls Dragon and is like, hey, what's up, dude?
I think Eva
talk about
gets a
Luffy
call
little bit.
from Dragon.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Dragon's like,
Um,
the light of the revolution is upon us. The events that happened at Marineford aren't really my deal. Luffy is my son, but also, like, he's his own guy. I don't need to be a dad about it. It's fine. He's not really my kid. I gotta go take care of some weird people dressed up like penguins or you know, a scarecrow or something. It's funny that I'm saying this like Batman villains because there is a penguin person and then also a scarecrow person. That's funny. Sorry.
No, that's good. I just like you. Yeah.
Batman.
Apparently, all the revolutionaries are like, "Oh, it's really nice to know Dragon has a kid." It's a little bit of a softie.
He's a little bit of a softie. If you didn't know,
I've got feelings too.
I've got feelings.
They talk about Kuma.
Yep, we talk about Kuma.
He apologized. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you about Kuma. I turned into a robot. I should have warned you.
It was a really hard thing for me to find out, so I didn't want to share that information with anyone else. I'm a bit of an introvert, actually. I don't really like talking to people that much. I'm really bad at it.
People read that as confidence.
People read that as confidence. My aloofness, they mistake it for strength. So I just kind of sit.
I'm just freaking out all the time.
That's why I wear my cape. My cape is my comfort cloth. I really just need it. I need it a lot.
It soaks up all my sweat. It's a weighted blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think that's the whole episode.
A weighted blanket cape sounds really nice, actually.
You can get like robes, like weighted robes.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, here we go.
MVP was the Eva snail. And
the Eva snail was interesting. It was the Eva snail, but it was attached to a second snail. It was like an all-white
is that
snail?
like a long range? Do you think it was like a long range?
Do you think
like Wi-Fi extender snail?
Do you think it's a Wi-Fi extender snail, or if it's like a VPN snail, and that's why it was all white?
Oh yeah, like a nondescript snail. It looked like
a snail
malnourished.
Yeah, maybe they have to attach a malnourished transponder snail to your regular transponder snail, and then they can't trace where your signal's coming from.
Yeah, because snails probably aren't like secure channels by default.
Yeah, I'm sure they become like it becomes like a Find My Phone situation when you do up your transponder snail to look like yourself. So then in order to scramble the feed, you gotta attach It's like those Funko Pops that aren't actually anything, and they're like, make your own Funko Pop, but it's just like a person, just like.
So it's a burner snail.
It's a burner snail. A burner snail. Oh, every time they finish, they have to crack the snail in half and throw it in the trash.
It's just like goes like sucks it out.
Yeah, they just take the snail and dunk it in a cup of water and drown it.
It's like, all right, toss it in the salt.
Nice.
Episode
511.
Capone gets caponed by a rock.
Nice.
A lot of other stuff happens in this episode, but I thought that was the funniest.
That was very funny. It was very good. I thought the funniest thing was All right, we'll get there. It's happening in moments. So we're at Marineford. We see a bunch of Marines. They're talking about Luffy's credentials, and they're pissed that Luffy came to Marineford a couple days ago. And we see a bunch of random fucking people taking photos, and they have a whole conversation, and it doesn't matter. Then a Marine ship appears with Jinbe, Luffy, and Rayleigh on it that they had stolen that had all those Marines tied up on it. And they roll up and they fire some cannons at Marineford, and then... or Marineford fires cannons at them, and then Jinbe and Rayleigh block the fire. They sail around the whole island once and then into the bay, and then all of the cannons around the bay of Marineford blow up that ship and all those Marines that were tied up on it. They killed a bunch of people.
Yep.
A bunch of people died. It's very funny. It's like, oh, Luffy and Jinbe, and like earlier they were in that other episode, they're like, oh, Luffy's not that bad a guy. They're dead. They're all dead. They murdered a bunch of Marines.
They didn't do it. The Marines killed the Marines.
Yes, but they wouldn't have been put in that situation if it weren't for Luffy and Jinbe and Rayleigh. They murdered a bunch of Marines.
Was there a shot of them tied up?
Yeah, in the other episode, they were like two groups of them tied up.
Maybe they threw them off the ship.
That's also murder.
Like in the bay, so they could swim to their friends.
They threw them off tied up.
Maybe it's like anytime like a Batman villain gets thrown off a roof and they land on like a soft little area.
Yeah,
and
of course. Yeah, he always
go like a little hay bale.
Unlimited air mattresses are in the budget of Batman. He's got so many air mattresses to throw people on.
They throw all the Marines off onto an air mattress ship.
Of course, because Rayleigh has the secret air mattress fruit that he took.
Yeah, that's why he can swim.
That's why he can swim, and that's why he's so chill all the time, because he's so comfy. And he's not stressed. And he's not stressed that when friends and guests come over that he has to blow up an air mattress, because he could just make one appear.
Even if it deflates because his cat walks on it and claws it, and it slowly deflates overnight.
That is the biggest. That's the biggest stress
on the floor.
That's the biggest stress anyone has in this world, and that's something that Rayleigh has absolutely the most chill about. He's just like, oh, air mattress. Mm-hmm. You need a bed. That's why they call him the Dark King, is because when it gets dark out, he is the king of air mattresses.
Luffy launches himself, Rayleigh, and Jinbe onto Marineford.
Yeah.
Luffy just fucks some dudes up. He walks it past everybody else who's like sweating and freaking out because of all his oozing hockey. And he rings a bell 16 times. Walks over to a pit and drops flowers down it. But you notice here, Luffy has a tattoo in the style. It kind of looks like Ace's a little bit.
I did notice he had a tattoo. I didn't know what it said.
Did you see what it said?
I didn't see what it said.
It says 3D. It's like vertical. It says 3D 2Y. And the 3D is crossed out.
Oh.
And then it says 2Y. Which, do you remember Asaba Odi?
Oh.
He was like, we'll meet back here in 3 days.
3 days, 2 years.
And it's been a lot longer than that, I think.
Yep.
I guess, probably.
So that, okay.
2 years now, so his friends will hopefully figure that out. Reporters take pictures of him with his hat. He takes his hat off, pays respects, and then they run off. Newspapers start going out. They're like, oh, this is the best story ever. Talk about the bell ringing, and they're like, clearly declaration of war from Luffy against the government.
Yeah, clearly.
Now we see some motherfuckers. We see Gorbachev and Big Beard and the one with blonde hair. It's the world leaders.
Oh, the world government. Yeah. I was like, who the fuck are you talking
guys
about?
Are chatting. There's one of them who just looks like Gorbachev.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gorbachev.
Yeah. They say the three
talk about a lot of shit.
The three great powers have become unbalanced, and they need to replace 3 warlords as well. I'm assuming the 3 great powers are. Excuse me.
World government.
Well, I thought that meant like Kizaru, fucking Sakazuki, and Aokiji.
I thought it was like the warlords, marines, and then like the emperors or something. Like there's like pirates, marines,
that
government.
makes more
kinda,
sense.
Like, there's like a weird.
That makes more sense.
I think.
I don't know. Whatever. They say it's all in balance. They got to get 3 more warlords. Apparently, Blackbeard took out a rookie in the New World already, but they don't say who.
Yeah. Oh, did they say what the bounty was? Did you write
They
that
say
down?
100 million.
100 million. Okay.
Should we go back?
Keep going.
Should we go back to our list?
I might be able to find it real quick.
I mean,
We can deduce who he took
it
out.
better not be Scratch Minapoo. I'll be so.
Is it in this book? Is it Sabaody?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out. We're gonna.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got it.
100 million.
100 million.
But they're all worth more than that, except Mad Monk Rouge. But we know that he's not the one who got taken out.
Yeah.
Because we don't see Jewelry Bonnie, Scratch Manapoo.
We don't see.
I think that's it. So it's got to be one of those two. But Scratch Manapoo is closer.
We don't see Diaz Drake.
But he's a 222 million.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Scratch Manapoo are like in the 200,000.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's just a random other rookie that we didn't talk about.
Wait, 100 million?
I believe they said 100 million. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because all those other guys aren't worth that much.
Yeah.
Except for Law. Law's only 200,000.
Yeah, Law's more, so it definitely wasn't Law. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure they'll tell us.
Your Jewelry Bonnie's dead.
Yeah. They say Blackbeard's getting really powerful. The only ones who can maybe take him out would be like Marco and the Whitebeard pirates or the other emperors. Do you think Marco and the Whitebeard pirates are going to continue to be called the Whitebeard pirates, or do you think they're going to take on a new moniker, or like go their separate ways?
I could see them sticking with the Whitebeard pirates in like memory.
Yeah. Eventually, when does it
Maybe they'll become the Phoenix Pirates at some point.
Oh yeah, no,
because they are rising from the ashes.
Wasn't there already a Phoenix Pirates and we fucking hated
were already
them?
Phoenix.
The worst.
Maybe they're gonna go kill those guys and take.
And Marco's gonna be like, I'm the fucking Phoenix.
I'm the Phoenix Pirates.
Yeah, pretty sure those guys are dead.
Twice as good.
So it's fine.
Maybe.
Fucking, you know who took him out? Dunkachino. Yeah, he did. Anyway, they're upset that the D's are stirring up trouble.
Yeah, it's like, damn these D's. These big D's.
Yup.
D's nuts. We cut over to Sengoku talking to a dude, and he's like, I'm gonna retire. And
well, we learn that Garp also resigned. Garp resigned.
Oh, yeah.
Garp and Sengoku are basically both resigning from their positions in the Marines, and they're basically going to be retired, but they're going to be like training new Marines. But they're not. Yeah. They're not like partaking in any new Marine shit. So we know the two of them saw some shit at Marineford, and we're like, I don't want to be a part of this shit. Yep. So that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, and Sengoku recommends Aokiji for his position. And we cut to Aokiji walking down a hall, and then a Marine's like, I'm so sorry I failed you. And he's like, I don't give a fuck, man. It's all good.
Yep.
I froze the water once.
Yep.
And a log once. That's all I did in that battle.
It's true. Meanwhile, in the Marine hospital, Kobe's still freaking out because the doctor's like, "Yup, you got hockey. You've been diagnosed. That's pretty cool. You got hockey." And Kobe's like, "I can't make the voices stop." And he's like, go talk to Garp. He'll help you out or something. I don't know. Bye.
See ya.
That guy was not a doctor.
Helmeppa's really like, oh, what the fuck? We were like on the same page there for a minute, and now you're cooler than me. Yeah. This sucks.
That guy was not a doctor.
So this is a different hockey because this is like mind reading or whatever.
I don't know if it's mind reading or mind like people sensing or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
He's got a high metachlorian count.
Yeah, he does. He's the chosen one. He will bring balance to the hockey force.
Aokiji meets with sexy little number over there. Smoker. William Tecumseh Smoker.
William Tecumseh Smoker wants a transfer.
Yep. He's like, I want to be transferred to G5 in the New World. And Aokiji's like, dude, it sucks over there. Are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I like a challenge. And it'll bring me closer to my target, who I assume is Luffy.
Yeah, it's definitely Luffy. Meanwhile, in the New World, there's some kids reading not some kids. Eustace Kid is reading a paper, and he's reading all about Luffy, and he's like, oh, it's stupid Bell. What's up with this Bell? And then Killer is there, and he's like...
Fucking Killer's like, historically, 16 rings from a bell is a tradition that means the year is passing.
Yeah.
Or eight rings from a bell means a year is passing, so 16 would signify 2 years.
Yeah. Straw Hat Luffy, however, rang it not when the year was done, so some could assume that he was signaling the end of one pirate era and then the beginning of a new pirate era.
Yes.
And then Kid's just like, fuck!
Yeah. And also has a bunch of random dudes tied up, and the guys are like, we're not pirate. Can we leave?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
He's like, shh.
Like, we just want to go home.
He's like, shut up! I'm reading the newspaper. And we cut over, we see Capone eating, but then his ship starts shaking, and they all run out, and it's floating upwards towards a big rock.
Yeah, and then it just goes boonk and smashes against the rock, and Capone's like, what the fuck?
Do you think they're dead?
Probably not.
What do you think that big rock
not.
is, Mike?
Do you think we're going to get a Capone arc, like where Luffy hangs out with this dude
I
for
fucking
100
hope not.
episodes?
I don't like him.
I kind of want that a lot.
What do you think the rock is, though?
It's probably just like a weird magnet.
Yeah. You don't think it has to do with
like a magnet
gravity?
I don't think it has to do with Rafiki.
What if think of it, I wasn't implying that. What if we're getting the glorious return of Inaru, and he's brought the moon back to the new world.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And he's just like, I've brought endless birth to the new world.
I want to share all my dirt with you. There's too much for me to eat. I keep eating and my tummy is full.
You seem like a really cool guy, Capone. You can make people small and put them inside you, and I'm interested in putting electricity inside of you, Capone. But small. I don't know. Anyway, fucking then we
cut over to fucking Taro Tony is like meeting with Brownbeard and kills him.
Yeah, fucking doing Taro fucking straw.
I know his name's not Taro Tony. I don't remember what his name is, but I'm gonna call him Taro Tony.
His name's Basil Hawkins, which is also not the best name either. He just turns into a fucking scarecrow and does his Taro Tony stuff and stabs Brownbeard because he's like, that's a stupid name, Brownbeard.
Yeah.
Then we cut over into Arouge.
I think that Arouge is always smiling.
Yeah, he's just a nice guy.
I think every time we've seen him, he's been incredibly nervous about the situation he's in.
Yeah, he's like,
like this one especially, he's like, I don't know, this place is all lightning, I don't know where to land. And then some scary ass old ladies roll up to the side of his ship and they're like, do you want an umbrella?
Do you want an umbrella? I can give you one if you'd like.
Cuts to him, big shit-eating grin, sweating bullets.
Yep. And then we cut back to Kid, and they kill those bunch of dudes.
They crucified them
with his big arm, and then he,
for some fucking reason, Captain Kid's a dickhead.
He's a dingus, and then he just yells about Straw Hat Luffy, and we're like, yeah, I can't wait, whatever, Kid. I feel like he's a big nothing burger.
Kid, I think Luffy will fix him at some point,
maybe, or not.
Or not. Maybe he won't.
I guess
maybe he's beyond repair.
Beyond. He's one step beyond.
Oh, spooky.
Sorry, that's a song. Anyway, that's the end of the episodes that we watched for today. Next week, we're watching episodes 512 to 516. And, folks, that will be the end of the pre-time skip era of One Piece.
Whoa.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it, Mike? We're halfway
That's
through.
Insane. That's insane.
We're halfway through.
That's crazy. We're halfway through. Exactly.
Yeah, there's definitely not more episodes
definitely not.
post-time skip than there are pre-time
There's
skip.
definitely not. There's definitely not.
There's definitely not like 600 more episodes to catch up on.
There's definitely not 1,121 episodes total, and 5 OVAs, 13 specials, and 15 movies. 15 movies?
Man, we got our work cut out for us.
Why did we agree to do this?
Because we thought it'd be a fun adventure together as friends.
Oh. And now we hate each other.
Yeah, it's true. We don't like each other at all, everyone. It's all a ruse.
It's all a rouge. I forgot to put an MVP for this one.
You know who it was.
Smoker.
You know who it was.
And his big bear chest.
His big old titties.
No, I think it was that creepy old lady. The umbrella salesman.
She's like,
You want to buy some drugs?
you can stand under my umbrella. Ella. Purple lightning umbrella. Ella. Ooh, roo, hoo, hoosh. Anyway.
You gotta save that shit for the end of the episode, Matt.
You're welcome.
Damn it.
Hey, we have one transponder snail. Click. This is from none other than Rick O'Connell from The Mummy.
Give it to me, baby.
It says some One Piece questions. Hey guys, so I'm rewatching One Piece, specifically Drum Island right now, and I'm wondering, even if Chopper gained the body of a human, did he gain any of the more mental aspects of being a human? Like, did Dr. Hirolook have to potty train him, or did he put down those pads around his house? Or is Chopper potty trained? Even if he's potty trained, I'd like to imagine that he still hands his leg up like any other animal while using the toilet. So he's basically balancing on one leg while peeing. Another aspect I like to think about is food. Like when he went to Korea's place, maybe he still had a little aspect of animal instinct, so maybe he went through the fridge and stole all the food. Anyways, sorry that this is probably confusing in some way, but I've been thinking about it. That's a wrap. Rick O'Connell from The Mummy. Written on company time. Let's go, Rick O'Connell. Yeah.
I was just looking up what reindeer feces looks like, and even if Chopper was making little dingles all over the ship, it would be pretty easy to clean up.
Like pellets?
Yeah, but I think Chopper's probably the most potty trained on the entire ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know he's got a clean ass.
We saw it. We saw it rubbed down by some dunks. I think I like to imagine the little pads, and then it was like a process where like Hirolook had to basically just be like, all right, you're gonna get these pads for a week, but in the meantime, you gotta start using that basin over there to poop in. Or
I bet Hirolook,
are there toilets?
I bet Hirolook still used like a little squirt bottle.
Are there toilets in One
like,
Piece? Have we seen a toilet?
Didn't Zoro walk into a toilet room?
I don't know. Are there toilets in One Piece? Because that's an interesting thing. Because maybe like they just got hole in the ground out back, and then Chopper just go into hole out back. Are there toilets in One Piece? I'm interested.
Well, how does ship toilets work? Don't they just like pee off the?
I mean, I'm assuming they just pee off the back of the ship, if they have the equipment to do that easily.
They do. They have a toilet on the ship because they had a toilet on Mary.
I'm assuming. I mean, they definitely have a toilet on fucking.
Because when they had to defrost Robin.
Yeah, right. But yeah, there was the shower.
They were in like the little.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I think Chopper's potty trained. I think Hirolook had to train that to himself. I do also think he puts his hind leg up, but I think he like puts his hind leg on like the rim of the toilet bowl, so that like gives him a little more balance, so he's not just on one foot. Yeah. And for food, I think he would be too scared to steal Kureha's food. So maybe he was like foraging around for his own food until Kureha was like, "You have to eat, little man," and then and then gave him a little bowl of food. That's how I feel about that. Thank you for your questions on company time, Rick O'Connell from The Mummy. I can't believe this is the name we have for you now. It's really good. I think it's fun naming the listeners when they chime in on emails. It's really fun.
Oh.
Hey, if you want a name, send us a transponder snail with some thoughts, some questions to funpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, if you want to just chat with your fellow Fun Piece listeners, join our Discord, link in the description. That's the first time I said it this whole episode. Wow. I usually say it like 14 times.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm really stuck on this whole toilet thing in One Piece.
That's okay.
There was when Zoro was running around because he got lost in the castle, he found a room that was just like a toilet in the middle, and it was it was the game previously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
We previously talked. I mean, we talked earlier this episode about how this was Mihawk's pooping place.
I'm sure we talked about it at the time. Can you look at that picture again? Because there's no sink.
Oh, there isn't. It's just a big. I mean, that would be
that's
Mihawk's.
a big toilet.
That would be Mihawk's bathroom.
Motherfucker doesn't put the seat down. I guess he's the only one living there.
He
whatever,
sits
but
in the pitch darkness. Poops. He does not want to be poopsieved.
Do you think he uses his little knife to scrape the instead of toilet paper?
Yes.
And also, how does he fit in that toilet? That toilet's too big for his butt.
No, I think he's got special stuff going on.
Look at how small Zoro is compared to that toilet.
Maybe he like puts a sword across it and then sits on his sword.
This is my shitting
This
sword.
is my poopy sword. This is my special sword for poopy. Anyway, thank you, Rick O'Connell from The Mummy, for the transponder snail. Folks, I will reiterate again, this has been our penultimate episode of the pre-time skip era of One Piece. We're going to be doing our pre-time skip funaglyph after next week's episode, and we need questions about the pre-time skip from y'all. Give us your questions, your thoughts, your qualms, your recipes, your
intrusive thoughts, your deepest secrets, your darkest desires.
If you could send the transponder
your social security numbers
on company time, we'll prioritize those ones.
Ask us the dumbest questions you can think of.
Yeah. Because we'll answer them and probably talk for too long about it.
We will. We will.
Yeah. Or if you want to just send a transponder snail for a regular episode next week, do that too. Do both.
Mm-hmm. Do whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I do.
I don't fucking care.
I do. I care about you.
I don't. You're all nothing to me.
I like that the way we're talking like this because people still can't differentiate our voices after 100 episodes of the fucking podcast proper. So
yeah, we probably just sound like the crazy just one man shouting at himself.
The biggest gaslight in the world would be that it's actually just one. We're just one person. And
should we just take shifts? Like I'll record an episode alone, you record an episode alone, but we do 2 tracks of ourselves talking to ourselves.
Yeah. So one track is just
see if anybody notices.
One track is just train of thought, just throwing questions and qualms out there, and then the second one is just responding to all of it. That would be insane. That would be so insane, Matt. You're so funny.
Yeah, Mike, that's crazy. Hey, Mike, share, and subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Hey,
you be sending comments. Thank you for your comments and this, all that fun stuff.
Go follow Spooky Doodles.
Oh yeah,
on Instagram.
Follow Spooky Doodles because Mike's making some fun stuff.
Me and my buddy draw Spooky Doodles. It's I think it's at spooky.doodles on Instagram. Give it a follow. See lots of spooky imagery.
Hell yeah.
That's a little. I've got this thing to pitch whatever I want.
You can.
Hey, Mike, what's the what's the one?
Oh my
piece?
God, you're gonna fucking confuse everyone. Hey, Mike, the One Piece.
My own sister can't tell us apart.
Hey, Mike, the One Piece is a really good toilet. It's just a really good toilet with a great bidet in a dark room in a castle on a deserted island that you can just
I know
go
exactly.
to.
I know exactly the song I'm going to put at the end of this.
Poop, poop.
Good night,
Poop,
everybody.
poop, poop. Poop, 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 poop. Anyway. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, bye.
Just won't come. My day isn't complete until I pooped at least some. Poop, 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 poop.